evening, everyone. My name is Dirk DeMonte, and I'm turning mics on. Probably turn those on. It's always good to have microphones on. My name is Dirk DeMonte, and I'm the Minister of Worship and Music at the Los Altos United Methodist Church in Los Altos, California. And we are just thrilled to be with you here tonight. We are on the 10th day of a 2-week tour. We've gone through, kind of up through Nevada and down into Colorado. Had some wonderful days in Colorado. Now we're on kind of on our swing back home, and this is our first time coming through Sandy, Utah, and we're delighted to be here. We want to thank the Coupal family for making this work for us, and we like them because they used to go to our church, and we miss them, and we're just delighted to be back with them. Carol, my wife Carol, and I direct the Starfire Singers. We've directed this group for 25 years. This is our high school choir, and we sing every week at one of our worship services, and every summer go on tour, either with an original musical or on a mission trip to build houses. And this year, we're doing a brand new musical, the first time ever performed has been on this tour, and we're just delighted to be with you. The theme of this musical is creation, and celebrating the God that created us all, the God that calls us all to be creators with God. And we believe very strongly that God calls us to be partners in creation and calls us to care for creation. And that's really what this is all about, that God has created each and every one of us to be creative people and to use our gifts in new and exciting ways, and that's what gets discovered at the studio. So we thank you for coming. At the very end of this performance, we'll be taking a free will offering, and we thank you for whatever help you can give us with that. Also ask that you turn off your cell phones, and more than anything, we welcome you to this place, and we are so glad that you have joined us tonight in this studio.
In the beginning, before there was anything else. In the beginning, there was nothing. God created the heavens and the earth, all you see and all you don't see.
Earth was a soup of nothingness, a bottomless emptiness and inky blackness.
God's spirit brooded like a bird above the watery abyss.
And then, God spoke.
God spoke, and creation began to unfurl, and it hasn't stopped yet. Tonight, this very night, right here in this place, it continues.
wake up, time to rise and shine. Look for the sign that something divine in God's design will fill us today.
It's another day, brand new. It's a chance to change our view. It's a time for us to do the art of life and love anew.
Who knows what this day will bring, what new song we'll sing, what dream will take wing, 'cause anything can happen today. Open up your eyes to see the possibility of what can be for you and me on a day like today.
It's another day, brand new. It's a chance to change our view. It's a time for us to do the art of life and love anew. Each day brings surprises. Each day brings new light. Sunsets and sunrises. Day will follow night. Each day symbolizes a chance to set things right. Gifts and sacrifices, with hearts and souls unite.
Well, hey Scott, are you ready for a summer of surprises and new creations here in our studio? Sure am. And wait until they all hear about this. Yes. We've never had a commission quite like this one. That's for sure. This is gonna take everyone working together like never before. We'll tell the resident artists about it today. Then we'll bring in the community and tell them about it too. Sounds good. It's gonna be an amazing day. Come on. It's another day, it's gonna be okay, so don't delay, get swept away in the chant of the day. Join me in creation song, sing all day long, you can't go wrong, we all belong to the joy of today.
It's another day, brand new. It's a chance to change our view. It's a time for us to do the art of life and love. It's another day, fresh start. Time to make our lives hard. Time for each to do our part and live each day straight from the heart. It's another day. 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 It's another day.
Okay, all right, gather around everybody. We've got some exciting news. Don't worry, you can get back to your projects in a minute, but you're going to want to hear this news because it involves all of us.
Well, don't keep us in the dark any longer. Spill it. What's the news?
Okay. We've been given a commission. A big one. What do you mean we? I mean us, the studio. All of us.
How can all of us get a commission? What's it for?
It calls for all of us to work together. It's a collaboration.
But what art form does it call for?
Yeah, it can't possibly involve all of us. I'm a dancer, she's a potter. What could we create together?
Exactly.
Well, that is going to be part of the challenge. But trust us, this will need to include every single one of you.
What's the commission?
Be patient. We'll get to that. First, though, we're going to need even more artists to accomplish this.
What? More artists? You've got to be joking. It's crowded enough as it is.
Listen, guys, relax. We know what we're doing, right? We're about to start our summer classes anyways. We could use those students.
Students working on a major commission? What are you talking about?
We're going to have enough trouble figuring things out amongst ourselves without adding amateurs to the mix.
I thought you said this was a big commission. Big deal.
And it is.
I'm pretty sure whoever commissioned it isn't expecting beginners to do it.
Oh, no, not just beginners. That's why we need you guys to lead the way.
But you get hundreds of students here once summer classes start, and most of them don't even want to be here.
Hey, stop worrying. This is going to be an amazing experience. We just need to get all the artists together, and then we'll explain everything. For now, though, let's just get ready for the new students to be here.
Well, they'll be here soon. It's the first day of summer classes.
The best day of the year. It's the best day of the year. When all of the artists, and budding artists, and the budding artists, and undiscovered artists, and all the artists come in together in our studio. Come in.
Come in.
Come in.
Everyone, come in.
Calling all artists. It's time for classes to begin. Calling all painters and sculptors and poets and those who don't know if they're creative at all. Calling all actors and writers and singers. Whatever you bring is how you answer the call. You don't need to know all the finest technique. A willing spirit is all that we see. You don't need to be an expert at all. All that we ask is that you answer the call.
Calling all artists wherever you are. They're completely unknown or the next rising star. We call you to come to the studio now. For this is the place where you'll take your next round. The artists have been you waiting for us to. Come join us together, we'll make our debut. The palette is waiting, come find the right view. Together we'll bring out the artist in you. Calling all artists, come and join the fun. Calling all artists, welcome everyone. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all.
Calling the ones who can though they can't sing, and the ones who can bring a song to everyone dear. Calling the ones who can dance, and the ones who can sleep and so like beautiful dear. This is the place where we'll tune and refine. This is the place where we can tune and refine. This is the place where talent large and small. This is the place where you do answer the call.
Calling all artists wherever you are. They're completely unknown or the next rising star. We call you to come to the studio now. For this is the place where you'll take your next bow. The artists have been you waiting for its cue. Come join us together, we'll make our debut. The palette is waiting, come find the right view. Together we'll bring out the artist in you. Calling all artists, come and join the fun. Calling all artists, welcome everyone. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all.
Come on in and take a risk. No need to be scared, no need to resist. Come be more creative, come use all your gifts. Forget your excuses, forget your what ifs.
Calling all artists wherever you are. They're completely unknown or the next rising star. We call you to come to the studio now. For this is the place where you'll take your next bow. The artist within you waiting for its cue. Come join us together, we'll make our debut. The palette is waiting, come find the right view. Together we'll bring out the artist in you. Calling all artists, come and join the fun. Calling all artists, welcome everyone. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all.
Wonderful. Welcome, all of you. I'm Scott. This is Dylan, and this is our studio. It is a place for artists of every kind, every level of skill. It is a place where we can create together. We're going to have an amazing time together. You all are part of a very special summer session here at our studio. Before you go off with your art groups, we'd like to let you know about a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we've been given. We've just received a commission, a very important commission. It is going to require all of us working together to create something incredible. Each of you will do this in your art groups. The ceramic students, the painting students, the actors. You get the idea. So to begin with, why don't we get into those groups, depending on which area you signed up for.
But before we go any further, let's introduce our teaching assistants to you. First off are Casey, Beck, and Jeff, working with you singers and other musicians.
Hey everybody, all you guys who signed up for the music track, come on over here with me.
All right, next we have Jenny, Nadine, Will, and Jenny B, working with you actors.
Hey, let's have the dancers over here and the actors over there.
Over here we have the painters, Danica, Brad, and Mark.
Guys, over.
As for any of you doing any ceramics, we have Erica, Philip, and Hannah. We also have Liza and Stacia working with any of you doing any jewelry making. And Connor, Alyssa, and Chris working in the video and film area. Everybody go find your groups.
Man, look at these guys. I think we're in big trouble.
No kidding. I wonder how many in my group has ever even seen a play, let alone read a script or delivered a line.
I can't wait to see what they do with the lump of clay on a wheel.
All right. Now that you're in your groups, I suggest you get to know each other a little better so we can get working on our commission.
Hey, Teach. I've got some bad news for you. I've never done this before in my life. There's no way I can help with this commission thing you got going.
Yeah, me either. I don't even want to be here. This wasn't my idea.
Yeah, count me out too.
Well, maybe we can help mix paints or run copies or something.
Don't be such a kiss-up. I didn't come here to be someone else's gopher.
Hey, can you go refill these paints for me?
Sure, I guess. Whoa. Nobody's gonna be anybody's gopher. Each of you will have a part in creating this work. And don't worry if you don't think you know how to do it right. We'll all be learning together. Nobody will be left out. And everyone has something to offer.
Something to offer? Yeah, right. I could offer you my parents who are making me do this. Maybe they could help you create.
I still don't see how this is going to work.
Relax, Connor. I promise you it will work. All right. Now to start off with, each group is going to need one of these. This will be the medium for your work. Your assignment is to tell your story using your art form and represent it on your board. Hang on. Tell your story? Tell whose story? There's a bunch of us in each group.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're going to have to tell each other your stories first, then figure out how to tell them collectively, and then figure out how to represent them on your board.
I'm a singer. How am I supposed to put something on a board?
Yeah, how about us actors? Are we supposed to stand on the board and recite a soliloquy? You guys, we can figure it out. All we have to do is represent our art form. I'm worried about how we're going to tell all these stories in one piece.
And that is the challenge. But great art always tells a story. There. That's your first lesson for our summer session. Art always tells a story.
The Pietà by Michelangelo, 1498. Look at the form of Christ lying across her knees. Look at the flowing cloth of unsurpassed beauty. Look at the Virgin's eyes aching to set her son free. Look at her face. The story is in the face. Art offers us the storyline through color and through shape, through sculpting and through drawing lines. The arts can create an image and a story where truth reveals its face about the human truth living fully in this place. Tell me the human story. Show
Look at the faceless monster of the firing squad. Look at the church in the distance, making the foreground seem odd. Look at the victim in light who is searching for God. Look at his face. The story is in the face.
Return of the Prodigal Son by Rembrandt, 1669. Look at the parable of Christ seen within the frame. Look how the prodigal gains redemption from his shame. Look at the Father releasing his long-held pain. Look at the face. The story is in the face.
Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. The story's in the face. Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. The story's in the face.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to share our stories through our art. That's how this commission will unfold.
Oh, come on. You don't expect us to produce next David or P.A. Todd, do you?
Yeah, no offense, but I'm looking around here and I don't exactly see the next Michelangelo or Rembrandt here.
Exactly. It's one thing to have these virtuoso artists depicting mythic characters and stories. We're just hacked, boring, everyday stories to tell.
Okay, listen. We'll never know until we give it a try.
Alright, so who wants to start? Who's got a story to tell?
This is stupid. A little old for bedtime stories.
Really? Hey, Vito, what's your story?
Ooh, I'm so glad you asked. Well, once upon a time I was born. Then I lived for a while. Someday I'll die. The end.
Wow, that's fascinating. Could you paint that in a picture for me?
Very funny, you guys, but come on. Somebody must have a story to tell.
What could we possibly tell that's going to be interesting to anyone else?
Yeah, so far it's been a pretty boring average life. Who wants to see that displayed for all the world to see?
Yeah, my life bores me and I'm in it. Telling about it will put everyone to sleep.
Interesting stuff is nobody's business anyways.
Look, you guys, we all have a story to tell. I'll start. Picture it this way. Come on, you guys, how are we going to do this?
say, guys? How are we gonna do this?
You see, that's the problem. We each picture life so differently.
No kidding. You guys mentioned family and you conjure a picture of mom, dad, a little sister, a brother, a dog, and apple pie in middle America. But that's not my experience. When I hear family, I hear crying, yelling, and screaming, and all I want to do is run away.
Cool. That's your story. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Cool? Cool? There's nothing cool about that, and I sure don't want to memorialize it for all time on some big mural. I want to forget about it.
I hear you. There's not much about my life I want to glorify and celebrate.
Well, at least you haven't been discriminated against your whole life. Try dealing with that.
My story is that not a single one of you has ever reached out to me since I moved here, and it's been 3 months. Who can relate to that?
My story is my dad's been looking for work for a year and a half, and we can barely afford groceries. And then I have to look at all of you, the new iPhones and cars and designer clothes. You have no idea what I'm going through.
Look, like I said before, this is stupid. No one can possibly understand someone else's story. How could we?
My parents divorced back when I was 3. My dad didn't care and my mom blamed me. How could you think you could possibly understand? We moved 6 times before I reached my teens. The fight went on and I was caught in between. How could you think you could possibly understand?
The reality is different from what's on the screen. So much of life's better left unseen. It never unfolds exactly as planned. So how could you think you could possibly understand?
Somewhere on the way, I lost my drive and my will. I can't see my dreams and I can't see my skill. How could you think you could possibly understand? I'm stuck in society's endless rat race, and everyone expects a smile on my face. How could you think you could possibly understand?
The reality is different from what's on the screen. So much of life's better left unseen. It never unfolds exactly as planned. So how could you think you could possibly understand?
Great? What are you talking about? We've just decided that we can't possibly understand each other's stories.
Yeah, all we've done so far is realize how different everyone's story is.
But see, that's what I mean. You guys are doing great.
You mean this is what we're supposed to be doing?
Well, yeah, it's a start. You're sharing and you're listening. The two most important elements of storytelling.
Okay, I get that, but how are we supposed to represent what we're sharing and hearing?
I think we have a little more listening to do before we're ready to put anything on the board. Yeah, we still have a lot of people to hear from.
Stacia, I had no idea you were so unhappy. You always seem so bubbly.
I always felt like I had maintained a happy facade. Otherwise, I just fall apart all the time.
Well, I'm glad you shared. I can be here for you if you need a friend.
Thanks, I do.
Chris, I'm sorry I never talked to you before. It just always seemed like you wanted to be alone.
Well, I just never knew how to break into your group.
My group? I didn't even think I had a group. Most of the time I feel pretty left out too.
Wow, really?
Really?
Oh, I'm getting that warm and fuzzy feeling again. Maybe we can all go on Oprah and cry together.
Why are you so cynical?
Because this is so contrived. All these good feelings will last about as long as this class. Then it's back to the way things have always been.
Exactly. In case you haven't noticed, nobody's paying attention to anybody's stories out there in the world.
Maybe that's the problem.
Well, of course that's the problem. But we can't even understand what each other are going through here in this group, and we're all pretty much the same.
It's human nature to resort to competition and self-defense. It's just the way of the world.
But look how quickly we started to understand each other just by sharing a few stories. Maybe it starts here.
We'll see.
I still don't see how this is going to work. How do we fit all these stories and all these feelings into one work of art? I just don't see how we're going to do it.
I think you still have some more sharing and listening to do. Now why don't you all head off to your art rooms? Keep the sharing going. See what you come up with. Just remember, you're doing great. You really are.
Well guys, I really feel like I know you all a lot better than when we got started. You think we're ready to get going on our piece?
Sure, what do you want to do?
What if we each made a small ceramic representation of what we shared, and then attach it to our board?
Hey, you guys. And then we can put a border around it.
Border! I love borders!
Yeah, a border. That would unify it.
Hey, you guys.
And then we could raku fire the border. And for each of our individual pieces, I'm thinking we can glaze
Hey, you
them.
guys.
Should any of us use a wheel? Or are we just pitch potting?
Well-
You guys.
Yeah, what is it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've been trying to make a tree out of this clay for 45 minutes, and it looks more like a snake eating a porcupine.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I can't do this.
I'm so excited about this, you guys. I can just see how each of your stories will translate to the canvas.
Canvas?
Well, okay, I guess it's wood.
Let's make our board a big mural. Each of us can paint a section of it with our own stories.
Yeah, but how am I supposed
Maybe
to
unify with the border or have some common themes throughout?
Yeah, but how am I
That
gonna...
would bring the whole thing together, so while showing the distinct and separate stories of each of us, it'll be at the same time a cohesive work that shows thematic unity.
Yeah, but do you think I could do
Have
anything?
you
that would
seen some of the reliefs and murals of the temples at Ephesus? It was such an important early church with such amazing art. We could model our section after some of those works.
Yeah, but how am I gonna
Then we
show...
could bring them all together with something in the center that represents us all.
Yeah, but do you think I...
Maybe in the center we could tie in some of the timeless images from mythology, like Apollo, the god of truth and music, or Bacchus, the god of wine and merriment.
Yeah, but how am I
We
gonna
can
show...
even do some watercolor, maybe even some pen and ink.
Yeah, but...
Let's get going. Each of us can have about a 4x4 space for our pictures.
Yeah, but how do I do it? I flunked painting in kindergarten.
How do you flunk painting?
Well, I just kept painting and painting, trying to get it just right. Until finally, every time I ended up with a huge blob that was brownish, greenish, blackish.
Ew. Okay, I get it.
Listen, just paint what you feel.
I'm trying to.
Listen, just mold what you feel.
I'm trying to, but everything I make is a catastrophe.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered, all stepping out for fame, I find myself thinking this really is a shame. That some have talent, some do not, with dance and brush and Photoshop, but my
really think that this will be disastrous. I'm not an artist, I'm feeling quite flushed. The creations in my mind are really outrageous.
Oh, everything that makes it some catastrophe. Making art when you ain't great means you have to compensate for all the things that you can make, and all you feel is frustrated. Painting, growing through the night, that their lines in oversight. Fix that hue so the color's right. Why am I feeling uptight? They say that God don't make no jump. God don't make no jump. God don't make no jump.
But I sure do.
So I say, why do I make jump? Why do I make jump? Why do I make jump? Please God shine
Well, guys, looks like we've got our work cut out for us. What can we make in jewelry that represents our stories?
How does jewelry tell a story? It's just little accessories people wear to look fancy.
Kyle, that's not entirely true. Jewelry is an important expression of a person's character.
That's right, Liza. Some people like it small, simple, and understated.
Some people like big, gaudy, and ostentatious.
We've actually learned a lot about entire civilizations by studying the kind of jewelry they made and what it was used for.
Okay, but still, how am I supposed to tell my story through some beads and string?
Aren't you paying attention? It's not just beads and string.
Whatever, maybe it could be like P. Diddy and make some major bling. Maybe that will tell my story.
How about we focus on the stories we share together and how to make them into one piece?
Why one piece? Why don't you make a bunch of different pieces and tie them all together in the end?
Or we could do like a giant charm bracelet, and each charm could represent our individual stories.
Charm bracelet? I hope you're kidding.
You guys, it's not as important what we make as that it reflects what we're sharing with each other. Let's try listening to each other one more time and see if any images pop into our heads. And while you guys are sharing, I'm gonna go grab some more supplies. Anyone need anything?
Hey, can you grab me a latte?
Okay, so we're agreed. We will write a one-act play incorporating each of our stories, with each of us playing ourselves.
Then we'll stage the production and take lots of pictures and put those pictures
Plus the script.
plus the script on our board representing our stories come to life.
Sounds good, but in addition to playing myself, we'll need several of you to play the supporting roles in my story.
Supporting roles?
Exactly. My story is really quite gripping and requires a lot of very talented actors.
We're not gonna have time for all that. My story's gonna take some time to unfold. It's really quite amazing. Having been born overseas and coming here on a cargo ship, I'll need some special effects, some props.
Well, you need a good editor. You're a legend in your own mind. I'm thinking if we really want people to know this production, well, we need a central character.
A central character?
Yeah.
And who would that be?
Well, I was thinking me. My story is so unique, yet it's really the story of every man, woman, with the universal theme of survival and triumph over all.
Oh, brother, sister, I don't think the stage is big enough for you, us, and your ego.
I love that idea, Casey. We'll put all of our stories to song. Then we'll record a CD. Then we'll take the actual CD with all the sheet music and put it on our board. Cool.
Casey?
Awesome. When do we audition?
Audition?
For the solos.
Who said anything about solos?
Of course there are going to be solos on it.
You think you're going to get one?
Not just one, probably like 3 or 4.
And what happened to check your ego at the door?
It's not about ego. I just have an angelic gift that needs to be shared with others.
Well, I've got news for you, buddy. A lot of us have gifts that need to be shared.
And I suppose you think you're one of them?
Well, not to brag or anything, but everyone always says I should go on American Idol.
And if everyone always says it, then it must be true.
How would you know? You've never even heard me sing.
Thank God for that small miracle.
Okay, let's be careful. Remember, it's about listening to each other's stories, not who gets the most solos.
Once you hear my voice, you'll forget about those stories. Let's just have the auditions.
Let's just have the auditions.
Then you'll see. For a song to be sung like it's meant to be sung, takes talent and training and heart. Anyone, anywhere can simply sing along, but only an artist makes art. If I know what's in subtlety in every note is a gift that is precious and rare. And since clearly that gift has been given to me, it is one that I'll happily share. So shine the spotlight on me. I've got gifts for all to see. Please don't crowd my space. Let the audience see my face. Shine a spotlight on me.
For playwrights, words called the Bible on stage takes drama, expression, and heart. It may look quite easy from the audience seat, but only an artist makes art. Doing comedy, tragedy, sadness, and fear is a gift that is precious and rare. And clearly that gift has been given to me. It is one that I'll happily share. So shine the spotlight on me. I've got gifts for all to see. Please don't crowd my space. Let the audience see my face. Shine a spotlight on me.
I have an obligato that I like to sing legato. When I do it always brings the house down. When I get to my cadenza, the crowd goes into a frenzy. No one's ever heard a sweeter sound.
When you hear my soliloquy, I must say with humility, I guarantee you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll cheer. To move the audience is my goal. It doesn't matter what the role, whether Ibsen, Williams, Stoppard, or Shakespeare. When you
I have
hear
an
my
obligato
soliloquy,
that
I
I like to sing legato.
When I do it, you'll cry, you'll cheer.
When I
Move
get to
the
my
audience is
cadenza,
my goal. It doesn't matter what the role, whether Ibsen, Williams, Stoppard, or Shakespeare. When you hear my
obligato that I like to sing legato.
I guarantee you'll cry, you'll cheer. Move the audience is my
My cadenza.
Hit it, Dirk! Well, it doesn't matter what the role, whether it's a Williams, Stoppard, or Shakespeare. So shine the spotlight on me. I've got gifts for all to see.
My group's definitely listening better to each other. I think I finally gotten everyone to share their stories.
Well, excellent. That's great to hear.
Yeah, it's going well.
I don't know. We're still kind of struggling.
With what?
With just making space for each other, I guess. They've listened some, but some of them, or us, I guess, are just jockeying for top position.
Well, they'll work it out.
We're having a tough time.
With what?
Well, I just feel like we're kind of lost. We've shared the stories, and we're really excited about making this work. But we don't know how to put it all together. We don't know what to do with them. It's like we're lost in the creation.
Lost in the night, search for the light. Joy in sight, think God sees it right. Let them hold on tight, as creation is the right.
I'm lost in creation, and I'm looking for confirmation. That my stories are a compilation of a life's worth affirmations. You know I'm all about dedication, but I feel some trepidation.
You see, my goal is recreation. God's wonder without limitation. It's all about participation throughout the generations. Let's make a presentation when we're found in admiration.
Lost in the night, search for the light. Joy in sight, think God sees it right. Let them hold on tight, as creation is the right.
I was lost, now I'm found. I was stuck deep in the ground. Yeah, yeah, your love brought me around. Now I'm seeing joy found. My heart can now resound. Yeah, yeah, my creation is found. I was lost in the night, searching for the light. Joy in sight, think God sees it right. Let them hold on tight, as creation is the right.
See what they're saying? It's nothing new. It's easy to get lost in the process and the details, the differences. It's easy to get lost in the immensity of the task. It's easy to get lost, and in getting lost, to become paralyzed.
Isn't that what's happened to our world?
Well, it sure seems like it. Everyone gets so caught up in their own story, their own piece of creation. They start to block everything else out.
They not only block it out, a lot of them actively prevent others from participating.
Which is why we're trying to do it a different way.
And yet even here in a little art studio, people are lost and confused and arguing and blocking.
Yes, and creating and solving and working it out. The biggest thing to realize is that while we have a part in creation, in creating, it's ultimately not up to us.
What do you mean?
Well, from my point of view, there is only one creator. And that creator invites all of us, each of us, to join in the creating. We have been given gifts, and our lives are unfolded in a series of stories. The problem occurs when we forget the source of those gifts and the threads of those stories.
The creator?
God.
Exactly.
If we keep messing it up so badly, doesn't that mean God really isn't such a great creator?
Well, no, it means that God is an infinitely patient creator and an infinitely creative creator.
But God created this beautiful and perfect universe, and from the second humans became humans, we've been slowly destroying it.
No kidding. Our history isn't exactly stellar.
But that's because the creation always continues. Just as your groups are still trying to figure it out, we're all still trying to figure it out.
But figuring it out is ridiculously complicated.
And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But you see, that's the thing. It's really not that complicated at all. At its core, it's actually very simple.
Gather around, come close and listen now. A simple truth that we all seek. Let down your pride and open up your hearts to hear the message that we speak. A simple message that eludes us all, until our purpose is made clear, that all creation's molded out of love, not ignorance or fear. Simple, simple, simple now, when nothing feels. Whoa.
So gather up the tools found in this place to help us all create as one. Let mystery weave a tapestry of care until these walls cry out we're done. Then let us bring it out into darkest place, and then we mourn on wings to soar beyond, letting love be our embrace. Simple, simple.
so simple.
It looks really hard to me.
I don't mean simple, easy. I mean uncomplicated, getting to the core of meaning.
So how does dance do that? By taking the words out, we are able to express the deeper meaning. It becomes an expression of our entire bodies.
By expressing that meaning physically, we come to a deeper understanding of that meaning, how it affects us, and how we connect with it.
The dancers have come up with our story. We call it Creation.
Wonderful. Let's see it. Well, friends, the time has come to share your projects.
Okay. Wait, we're not even finished yet.
Yeah, neither are we. That's okay. See, it's never finished. Let's just see where we are at this moment, in this place.
Our piece is silhouettes of each member of our group cut out of metal and decorated with symbols of each of our stories.
On our board, we put the sheet music from a song we all sang together, plus a CD of some of our favorite songs, and some other things that represent the way music has helped us tell our stories over the years.
We in the video crew put a picture on ours that represents the way video comes from creativity and helps the world see our story come to life.
The ceramics group put an inking cross, which represents creation and the way all parts of it are interconnected. We placed the cross on top of an eternity spiral. To us, this represents the sacred way our stories connect.
On our board, we put 4 playwrights who have told the human story over the centuries. Behind it, we put our own script, which tells each of our unique stories.
dancers have made a silhouette of a dancer and mounted it on a galaxy to represent how dance connects us and our stories with all of creation.
The painting group thought about a lot of different possibilities. We eventually settled on a very simple depiction of a tree of life. To us, it symbolizes the human family and the life and the roots that connect us all.
And in the center, a plate. It symbolizes the life, the love, the stories that we all share.
Would you look at that? It's incredible. You guys have done a spectacular job.
Well, is it right?
Of course it's right. It's not just right. It's perfect.
Is it what the patron asked for?
Yeah. Is he or she or whoever gonna like it?
Oh, they're going to love it.
Who is? Who commissioned this?
Yeah, what was the commission anyway?
Are you gonna read it to us?
Well, I don't see why not. Kristen, why don't you read it?
The Great Commission is the Great Commandment.
That's it? Who's it from?
It's not signed. There's no address on the envelope either.
What the heck does that mean?
Have you ever heard of the Great Commission?
Isn't that where Jesus tells his disciples to go and convert everyone?
Not exactly. It's the word that Jesus leaves with his disciples. It's different in Matthew, Luke, John, and Acts. Essentially, though, Jesus tells his disciples, and really tells each and every one of us, to share the message, the story, with the whole world.
And this says the Great Commission is the Great Commandment.
And what's the Great Commandment?
When Jesus was asked, what is the greatest commandment? He said, love God with all that you are, heart, soul, and mind. He didn't stop there. He said the next greatest commandment is much like it. Love your neighbor as yourself.
And he said that everything else was dependent on those two.
So it's all about love.
Yes. That's the commandment. That's the commission. That's what God is calling us to do.
Of your way, and with your great commandments I will go to love you, Lord, with all my heart and soul and mind, and love all my neighbors and you as I love myself. Well, I say don't hold back, no, no, 'cause God is calling you. You gotta take up the word and speak. God starts calling you. You gotta get up, get on, and get to the people now.
God's story. It's the message Jesus kept trying to tell us through his own stories, through his own teachings, even with his own life.
And that message is love God with all that you've got and love your neighbor as you love yourself?
Exactly. Like you said, everything else is dependent on that simple formula. Jesus gave everything, trying to help us understand that.
So that's the point of this commission? The point of creation? To show our love for God and for each other?
And ourselves.
I think that's the point of all creation. See, God's creation is an unending gift of love. And it doesn't stop there. God loves us so much that we are invited to join in the creation with God.
That is awesome.
It's more than just awesome, it's amazing.
We get to be a part of it.
It is indeed awesome and amazing and everything else you can think of. And yes, every single one of us gets to be a part of it. God created us to be living, thinking, breathing, creating parts of his own creation. We are created to be creators. And creation is an act of love.
The ultimate act of love.
The ultimate act of love. Jesus did the same thing with his disciples. He invited them to sit at the table with him, even as he was preparing to leave them. They sat at the table with him. They joined in the meal with him. And at that moment, he became a part of them, just as he becomes a part of us. Finally, it is at the table where we are made whole.
Alone, oh God, will be my resting place.
table isn't finished.
That's because we haven't heard every story yet.
There are still people that need to be invited to join us.
People like we were, who don't know they have gifts to offer or that they're a part of this creation.
There are still people who have been turned away from the table.
And people whose gifts haven't been noticed.
Or who haven't noticed their gifts.
That's right. Everyone has gifts given to them by God. Gifts of humanity, gifts of the Spirit.
But when they're excluded because of who they are, what they look like, who they were created to be, where they're from, their gifts and their humanity are not honored.
Honoring creation means keeping a space open for those who have been turned away before, or who haven't come to the table yet at all.
I think you finally got it. You see, the creation never stops, because life itself is always unfolding, always growing, always creating. We must never stop telling, listening, sharing our stories, listening to the stories of everyone at the table. And we must never stop making room at the table. This is a commission that is never finished.
So our work is never done?
Sounds exhausting.
Exhausting? Well, maybe sometimes, but it's also energizing.
To be a part of creation, of God's world unfolding before our eyes. There's nothing more exciting than that.
Nothing more exciting, or challenging, or confusing, or fulfilling, or amazing. It's the essence of what life and living are all about. Joining with God to create a world where love is the final word, where everyone's gifts are recognized, and everyone's story is told.
That's a pretty tall order. Yeah, of course it is. We haven't perfected it yet in human history. But God is the artist who never gives up, who loves the creation even in its imperfection, and who knows that it continues to unfold. And it's not too late. It's never too late, friends, for us to join in the creation and sing along with the Creator.
Have you stopped to look around? Have you listened for the sound? Creation is calling and everyone's falling in love with what God's doing here. Can you feel the spark within as you sense new life begin? Creation continues, awakens and renews, dispelling all doubt and all fear.
There's a canvas yet to fill. There's a song that's unsung still. Just waiting for your touch. Your gifts that will add much to the tapestry God creates. Lend your eyes and ears and voice. Let your spirit shout and rejoice. No talent is too small. This artist requires all for this masterpiece be celebrate.
stepping into the studio with us tonight and for risking to perhaps see creation in a new way, in the way God sees it, perfect and including everyone, in a way of inspiring us to move out and live this great commission and live the great commandment to love each other, to love God, to love ourselves. That's what we're called today to do in this world now. And as you see tonight, as we near the end, we just talked to them tonight about what it means to stop just going through the motions of a musical, to live it. I think tonight, about it. So as we take this offering, we just close with one last song for you. Thank you.